When many people think of paper-thin, ruby-red slices of ham, they think prosciutto from Italy. But the most prestigious and expensive ham in the world hails from Spain, and it's called jamon Iberico de bellota, or Acorn-fed Iberico ham.
It almost all just melted on my tongue. I didn't need to chew.
One leg of it, weighing between 13 to 17 pounds, can cost up to $4,500. Just 1 ounce, about enough for a small plate, will set you back up to about $65. Jamon Iberico de bellota is a product of Iberico pigs, a rare breed that is high in intramuscular fat and found mostly in Spain. And it's crucial they're raised on a diet of acorns.
There are so many delicious ham options on the market. Why would anyone pay $4,500 for a leg of ham?
Right. Well, you're paying for the jewel of our gastronomy. It's a different breed of pig altogether that is grown and taken care of in a very unique place in the world.
Intriago is co-owner of New York City-based Spanish food importer, De España brand foods.
Hola, welcome to De España.
She says Iberico ham isn't as popular as prosciutto in the US, partially because many Americans don't know why luxury Spanish ham is worth its steep price. Spanish brand Dehesa Maladua produces the most expensive jamon Iberico de bellota in the world at $4,500 a leg. But you can't get it in the US.
You don't have a lot of availability or people, distributing because there's not a lot of knowledge of why we would pay so much. What is so special about this?
The most expensive jamon Iberico de bellota available in the US is made by Spanish company Cinco Jotas and costs up to $1,400 for a leg, weighing 14 to 15 pounds. That could change. As demand for Spanish ham grows, more companies could be incentivized to cut through the red tape required to enter the US market.
There's not a lot of companies that are authorized to export. It's a very heavily regulated industry in the US.
Iberico ham has a very short history in the United States. It was first sold in the US in 2007 by Spanish ham producer Fermin. To grow its presence in the US, Intriago is importing jamon Iberico de bellota and Spain's passion for its pork. In Spain, no tapas restaurant or celebratory event is complete without jamon. Serrano ham, made from common so-called white pigs, is a mass-produced staple of the Spanish diet. This is like the Spanish equivalent of prosciutto. But jamon Iberico de bellota is no fast food. Cultivating the pigs and their meat is a slow and exact process that can take up to 10 years. Even the way the meat is served is a performance, often involving a master carver, educated in the precise art of slicing jamon Iberico. Iberico pigs often enjoy a more privileged lifestyle than other pigs raised for slaughter. That lifestyle directly impacts the grade and price of the final product. There are 4 different grades of jamon Iberico, determined by a pig's diet, whether it was free-range, if it was purebred, and how long the meat was aged. The jamon's grade is indicated by a colored tag. The most affordable comes from Iberico pigs crossbred with white pigs. The animals are raised on commercial farms and fed a diet of cereals. A green label is for jamon from non-purebred but free-range Iberico pigs, who eat acorns and grain. A red label is for jamon made from non-purebred but free-range Iberico pigs raised on a diet of acorns. And finally, a black label is reserved for the very best, jamon Iberico de bellota. To be considered jamon Iberico de bellota, the pigs must be purebred Iberico and spend months, if not years, roaming the Spanish countryside, called the Dehesa, which is covered with acorn-producing trees. There are about 5 acres of land to each pig, so each one can eat its fair share of acorns, or bellotas in Spanish. The most luxurious ham producers allow their pigs to roam free for most of their lives. For Dehesa Maladua, the company behind the most expensive ham in the world, that's 3 years. For Cinco Jotas, which makes the most expensive ham in the US, that's at least 18 months and up to 2 years.
You imagine just a farmer, roaming his land with his pigs. There's like a certain romance.
They know the names, they name them, they're like dogs, the Ibericos.
The pigs walk up to 10 miles and gorge on up to 20 pounds of acorns a day. The pig's diet and exercise marbles its meat with healthy fat and infuses it with a nutty, earthy flavor. That's because acorns are full of healthy fatty acids that help to lower cholesterol and protect against cardiovascular disease. Those fatty acids also enhance the flavor of the ham.
It is the secret to get a very good aroma in the final product.
The quality of the fat is a major reason jamon Iberico de bellota is so expensive.
That's one of the things that consumers say, oh, well, I'd like it without the fat. Well, that's part of the product. Part of the product is enjoying this glistening fat. Once you put it in your mouth, it just starts melting.
Yes, wow, this one's like mostly fat.
Oh, it's gonna be the best.
Okay,
But getting the ham from pig to plate is just beginning. The curing and aging process is what sets off the chemical reactions that create the ham's famous flavor and texture. Iberico ham typically requires at least 3 years of aging. The ham is covered in salt to begin the dehydration process. The salt diffuses throughout the ham over the course of a couple months, before it's hung to dry for 6 months to a year. Then the ham is aged in a cellar, where its flavors mature and flourish as enzymes in the meat trigger the release of aroma compounds.
It's like wines. As more you age the ham, more flavor you get. And this explains also why it is so expensive, because of the long processing time.
Dehesa Maladua cures its $4,500 legs of ham for 7 years, after raising its pigs for 3 years. That's a 10-year investment. Cinco Jotas cures its $1,400 legs of ham for up to 5 years. So after raising its pigs for 1.5 to 2 years, that's an up to 7-year process.
You have to really appreciate that artistry and the journey of making that product in order to be willing to pay the price.
Definitely, and as we explained, a part of that appreciation is being able to say, well, I want to be a part of that story. I want to learn a little bit about that.
I've had plenty of prosciutto and Serrano ham in my life, but I'm about to find out what jamon Iberico is all about. I'm meeting with Chef Katie Button, who specializes in Spanish cuisine here at D'Espana in New York City.
Cheers.
We're trying 3 different grades of jamon to find out if jamon Iberico de bellota really is worth the money.
It's the most accessible Spanish ham. It is not Iberico. Take a piece and then just put it on your tongue and let it sit there.
It definitely does not melt on the tongue.
No,
Like,
you're right.
It kind of just sits there.
Yes.
It's a little leathery almost.
It has a chew to it, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
It's very, very pungent.
We're gonna try the 100% Iberico breed, but without the acorn. Interesting thing about the Iberico breed is their fat melts at a lower temperature, so that's why it's glistening.
I'm gonna pick one of the fattiest.
You should.
The
That's
fattiest.
the best. I think you picked the best piece.
Okay, cool.
I'm like really jealous, actually. Okay, I'm gonna go for the second fat.
Okay.
piece. Doesn't the fat just kind of disappear?
It did.
Right?
It just disappeared.
And the meat stays.
Yeah.
But it's still softer and not.
It's softer.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's still not super soft.
No. The
Yeah.
meat still stays, but all the fat
Right.
just
Yeah.
dissipated.
So this is the most luxurious, expensive ham available here in the United States.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Wow, this one's like mostly fat.
Oh, it's gonna be the best.
Okay, that one's gonna
You
be
should
the best.
start with that one.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God. It is silky smooth. Like, it almost all just melted on my tongue. It's gone. I didn't need to chew.
No.
No, this is so much better than the previous one.
Yeah.
It's just a much more delicate,
It's like heaven.
complex flavor.
I don't know about you, but I have never had ham like this.
No,
You
yeah.
know, like this is
Yeah.
so unique and so different
Yeah.
from any other kind of cured ham product in the world.
I'm imagining us sitting outside like a little local restaurant with views of the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh, that
you
would
know,
be amazing.
and like nature.
Right.
and like enjoying a glass of wine with a friend and enjoying the slow life there.
It does take you there.
It takes you there.
Long after trying jamon Iberico de bellota for the first time, its flavor and texture stand out so vividly in my mind. The green label jamon Iberico was solid, but didn't leave me longing to experience it again weeks later. On special occasions, I'd say it's worth the money to spend twice as much on a culinary experience you'll remember 10 times longer.